Welcome to Onward and Empowered of Florida Incorporated, a 501c3 educational nonprofit. And we're here with Kelly Kirschner. He is the co-founder and board chair of UnidosNow. And even more importantly for this particular topic, he is the former mayor of the city of Sarasota, Florida. And Kelly, we have a hot topic in that news broke last night of a electoral event down in Miami. And we had a new mayor of the city of Miami, Eileen Higgins. She is the winner of a mayoral runoff. She marks the first Democrat to win the office in that city in 30 years and the first woman ever elected mayor in that city. She is 61, a former Miami-Dade County commissioner, worst labeled a gringa. Throughout her campaign, she focused on local issues. She defeated I believe, city administrator that was the number two. She won the actual primary as the number one vote getter, but it went into the runoff. And so now, what does all this mean for Miami? What does it mean electorally for the rest of the country?
Yeah, thanks, Henry, for having me on and talking about this. I think it's a lot of fun, maybe nationally and in the state of Florida, because you did have some high-profile individuals like President Trump, Governor DeSantis, Pete Buttigieg came in on Mayor Higgins' side, and President Trump and DeSantis on the opponent side and supporting and endorsing him. Rahm Emanuel, that used to work as the chief of staff for President Obama, came and campaigned, so it did have a lot of national attention. I think I will preface this for everyone that, it's a runoff election in December at the peak of the holiday season. So you had 22% voter turnout, about 38,000 voters participated. And you have in the city of Miami, remember this is just the city, which is about 500,000 people and 174,000 voters. But, it's a small, I think what the media narrative will be, is this a reflection of things to come? And so if you're a Democrat, Kamala Harris only won that city of Miami by 1% last year, whereas Eileen Higgins won yesterday by 19 points. So that's a significant shift. I think if you go back to 2016, I believe in that area, in Miami-Dade County, Trump had lost by 30 points in the entire county to Hillary Clinton. In 2024, he won Miami-Dade County, which is a massive shift and change. And I think you alluded to it that the ground game of really pegging the Democrats in the state of Florida and nationally to socialist regimes that a lot of residents in that area are familiar with, that may have family who originated from those places in Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, and attaching that to a Democratic identity seemed to work miracles in going from 2016 to a 30-point deficit to actually turning it around and winning it in 2024. But now, quickly after that, you're seeing maybe there's a thaw. And so Higgins ran on issues of not only affordable housing and flood control that I think are two very significant issues in Miami, but she also ran on a platform of good governance that I think is really a national topic right now. And we have increasing every day, I think, a lot of consternation on the number of pardons for individuals that seem to be questionable that we've never seen before, when we have kind of the collusion of business interests with federal governmental policy. And I think,
whoa, let me stop, Kelly, because now good government, yeah, everybody wants that, but this is a breaking of a 30-year trend. I mean, this is a watershed moment in that community for that to happen. And I mean, just look at this woman here. She's just so happy to be there, and come on. That's not just good government. That's something else is happening down there.
I wouldn't suggest it's good government alone, but I think there are a number of factors that come into play with this. I think she was also talking about, frankly, what's going on with the situation regarding detention and deportation, where she actually wants to roll back the coordination that Miami police have with detaining immigrants there. And we'll see if she's able to do that and what the repercussions will be from that. It's interesting in Miami, in that area that's it's Donald Trump's home. He's a registered Florida voter. I don't think in the city of Miami, but he's close to it. He has a lot of financial interest there. Doral will be hosting the G20 summit that the U.S. is now the chair of that in 2026. So you'll have a Democratic mayor. So there's a lot of great storylines there in terms of a watershed moment. Yeah, I think that's significant. It's Miami's first female mayor. It's the first non-Hispanic as well as a Democrat, I think, as you pointed out, in close to 30 years. I think it's certainly a positive model. As a former Peace Corps volunteer, and Ms. Higgins was a country director for the Peace Corps in Belize. I think it's significant that you have somebody who's bilingual, who can go into the community. And actually, when she was a county commissioner, she was representing the Little Havana area of Miami, which would skew conservative anyway, a significant Cuban population. And so what's promising, I think, for, regardless of political affiliation, for me, we need to get out of this BS that it's just what color you are and that's what I'm going to vote on. You might not agree on the good governance side, but I think people are fed up. They don't want to hear that I'm a good blue-blooded Democrat and I'm going to do it, or I'm a great, red MAGA person, because
anybody can run on a change platform. People do that all the time. Obama ran on a change. Trump ran on a change. Biden was not a change. That worked against him. But she wears it on her label, the gringa. Now, what does that say to? I know it's that you were talking about the point about not making this tribal. But I mean, this is owning her identity in a place where she is the minority.
Yeah, I don't know how that somehow disputes what I've just said. I think it's.
No, I'm not reading. I'm saying it amplifies the part about people are fed up with the Trump in the large picture. Now, I don't want to cross too many lines here because we're a nonpartisan group, but I think we got to grab the bull by the tail and face the matter. What the people are voting against.
Well, and again, I think if you and I could go on the streets and talk to some of the people, and particularly the Latino voters, that obviously a really significant percentage of the registered voters in the city of Miami, and I haven't seen the exit polls of who actually showed up, what percentage, what are the demographics, but I do think that you're going to still have people that are conservative that cross lines. I think locally, Henry, in Manatee County in 2024, you saw a lot of Republicans that and all of the no party affiliation that on this good governance platform, they were fed up with, a county commission that was bought and paid for by the development community. And it really had nothing to do with party affiliation, which I think is probably similar in Miami. Again, not to take away from a victory that Democrats have not sat in the mayoral seat in Miami for 30 years. But I would not put too much credence in it. I would put a lot of credence in that people are fed up with the people. Mayor Suarez was there, I think, for 8 years. What I read was that when he got into office, his net worth was $400,000. When he's leaving, his net worth is $5 million. It begs questions. And I think that that's something that as a candidate, Higgins tapped into. And she also tapped into just the frustrations that citizens have there in navigating the bureaucracy of the Miami government and getting permits and doing the things that really are the blocking and tackling of what is municipal government. It is not partisan municipal government at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. If you need a permit, if you need to fix a pothole, or if you want to have, some level of, human dignity and understanding your police force has some recognition that these have been residents of this community for 25 years. Their children are U.S. citizens, but the married couple is of mixed status. One is undocumented, and they want to have some local autonomy in policing their community. I think that's what it's about. I don't think it's about Rahm Emanuel or Pete Buttigieg telling them what to do, or Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis telling them what to do. Frankly, if they hadn't come in, I think the results would have still.
All right, we'll give you the last word on that, Kelly. And then we'll go over to the Kashi app and we'll do our own placement of wagers, and we'll see who comes out right in 2026. Kelly Kirschner, UnidosNow, co-founder, board chair, former mayor of Sarasota, city of Sarasota, Florida. And we're broadcasting from the YouTube channel and other platforms of Onward and Empowered of Florida Incorporated. Check out the descriptions to find more videos and more online content from our 501c3 nonprofit. Thank